Have you ever pondered upon why politicians seem to afford such luxurious suits? It's a puzzle that has riddled many minds. Some might argue it's due to their substantial salaries, but diving deeper into the murky depths of the political realm may reveal answers that are more sinister, unsettling. So, submerge yourself into the universe of scandals, a fearsome cosmos where political and corporate titans engage in corruption so vast that it overshadows those soaring political incomes. To initiate our journey, we teleport ourselves to Germany, to the nerve center of Siemens, a colossal multinational corporation. Is brimming with about $1.4 billion in change, a figure so consequential that it beckons even the most upright individuals. However, this allure did not merely trap the naive. Siemens, a corporation held in high esteem, opted to partake in an activity that stains its reputation. They resolved to bribe officials globally, not confined to a single country or continent, but on a worldwide scale. Such an extensive scandal leaves one aghast, doubting the already shaky trustworthiness of global governance. But how were they caught? Was involved, and what was the aftermath? Let's delve into the details. Next, across the continents to Nigeria, a land imbued with oil but grappling with poverty. Here we cross paths with Sani Abacha, a military autocrat who sucked his nation dry of several. His story is a testament to unquenchable greed and blatant audacity, a man who could have revolutionized the lives of millions of his countrymen. But how? How did he deplete Nigeria's resources? What was the impact on the country, and how was he eventually stopped? Moving to Peru, we encounter Alberto, an astonishing $600 million during his term. His story doesn't merely revolve around embezzlement, but also extends to the abuse of power, a man who grossly misused his position. But what was his scheme? Who did it affect? And how was he brought to justice? Each corruption instance isn't confined to individual acts of graft. The Panama Papers disclose a complex network of political and business figures embroiled in offshore tax evasion. It illuminated the shadowy world of concealed wealth and tax dodging, implicating numerous political leaders, business persons, where we unravel a mystery of missing public funds. Money that should have gone towards public infrastructure, welfare, and development vanished rapidly, akin to a magic trick. However, in this trick, the magician was the government and the audience was the citizens. Left disillusioned, corruption scandal played out like a political drama, with accusations, counter-accusations, and a series that rattled the country. It was a harsh reminder that corruption isn't restricted to emerging economies, but it seeps even into the most developed nations. Venezuela's crisis conversely morphed the country's economy into a private of economic mismanagement, rampant corruption, and how a nation blessed with the world's largest oil reserves landed in a severe economic crisis. Finally, South Africa's Gupta family scandal unfolded, ensnaring a nation through bribery. The Guptas, an immigrant family from India, purportedly captured the state by manipulating appointments, contracts, and policies. They exemplify how, in the relentless pursuit of wealth, individuals can seize and paralyze a nation. These instances are more than mere anecdotes. They represent a grave betrayal of trust with detrimental effects on the citizens. They offer a glimpse into the sinister underbelly of global politics, where corruption is an unwelcome yet enduring element. They serve to emphasize the pressing need for reform and accountability in political and corporate structures worldwide. So, the next time you observe a politician donning a lavish suit, professional poker player. If not, you might just be looking at a scandal in progress. In wrapping up, it's clear that corruption is a global plague, with those in authority frequently exploiting their roles for personal advantage. The seriousness of this matter has been brought to the forefront more than ever before, and it's a dangerous practice that holds the power to disassemble societal structures from the inside out. As global citizens, we bear the responsibility to comprehend the gravity of this issue fully as a step towards combating it. Let's take a closer look at more instances of corruption that have sent shockwaves across the globe. In Brazil, former President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva was convicted on charges of corruption and money laundering. His conviction shook the nation's faith in political leadership and highlighted the pervasive issue of political corruption. The scandal sparked widespread protests, demanding transparency and accountability from political leaders. Another notorious incident is the infamous 1MDB scandal in Malaysia, where the former Prime Minister Najib Razak was found guilty of corruption and money laundering. Billions of dollars were misappropriated, leading to a severe economic crisis in the country. The shocking revelations of this scandal showed how corruption could cripple a nation's economy and undermine the trust of the people in their leaders. In India, the Commonwealth Games scandal exposed the deep-seated corruption within the government and sporting bodies, leading to a public outcry and demands for strict anti-corruption laws. These instances prove that no country is immune to the devastating effects of corruption, and the pervasive nature of this problem necessitates urgent action. Despite the chaos produced by these scandals, they often give rise to a certain dark humor. This humor, though grim and twisted, comes from the absolute nerve of the corrupt, their open defiance of the rules, and the flamboyant ways they squander their ill-gotten wealth. This grotesque fascination is something the public can't help but be attracted to, even as they denounce the culprits. Furthermore, it's crucial to understand that corruption extends beyond financial crimes. It is a multi-headed beast that eats away at the very essence of society. It erodes public confidence in institutions, impedes economic growth, and furthers inequality. It's a multifaceted problem that demands worldwide collaboration and stringent measures for effective resolution. The fallout of corruption is extensive, impacting not just individuals but entire societies and nations. Corruption is a grave issue that demands our collective efforts to eliminate. The price of corruption isn't just financial, it's the loss of faith in the system, the breakdown of social norms, and the undermining of values crucial to any society's operation. No matter how overwhelming the issue appears, we are morally obliged to combat this menace. While these scandals paint a bleak picture, they also underscore the dire need for transparency and accountability. They illuminate the systemic weaknesses that facilitate corruption and emphasize the urgent need for reform. It's time politicians remember duty to the public and put the welfare of their citizens above their own selfish desires. The onus is on us to hold our leaders to account and demand more from them. The world urgently requires more honesty, integrity, and transparency in its political sphere. We need leaders dedicated to their people, not their pockets. We need governance structures that are transparent, accountable, and responsive. We must promote a culture where corruption is not just disliked, but actively eradicated. So here's to more transparency, less corruption, and politicians who serve the public rather than their own interests. This isn't just wishful thinking, but a call to action for us all. We must serve as catalysts for change within our own circles. We must demand leaders who prioritize ethical conduct over self-enrichment. Here's to a world where power is used to serve, not to oppress.